Get some more volume on the mic?
Yes.
Alright. So while they're trying to fix that mess, we'll try and get started. Thank you so much for coming. This is an amazing crowd for this democratic process. My name is Chris Lopez, and it's my pleasure tonight to be your moderator for this event. For our first order of business, I'd like to ask everybody to stand, and please remain standing for a moment of silence after the Pledge of Allegiance, but I will leave us along the flag right over here to my left. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. We do have some members of Snowman Douglas High School in Baldwin County with us. Thank you very much. Please be seated. And I will be moving around. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so most of our time tonight, everybody will consist of a Q&A with the Congressman. Okay, but before we get started, I'd like to go over just a few ground rules that would make this a very, very open and respectable process for everybody that's here tonight. If you intend to ask a question, you have already should have filled out a question card out front on your way in. If we call your name, please approach the nearest microphone and ask your question. The staffers, and there are 2 in the room, gentlemen, please raise your mics. One in the back here, one up front right here. As you stand up, they will approach you with the mic. They will maintain control of the microphone tonight, guys, just to make this more expeditious. Please do not try and grab the mic from them. Once you ask your question, please allow the Congressman to answer. Please be mindful that the Congressman represents you at the federal level, so questions about state issues and local issues, while important, may not necessarily be relevant. And we have, you can look around, we have over 400 people here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and that is amazing. So we're not going to allow follow-up questions, so please be exact and distinct when you get the opportunity to ask your question of the mic. Please be civil. We have a lot of diverse opinions here, like in this community tonight, and they all merit respect. Again, this is a Q&A, this is not a debate. At this time, Congressman Rooney is going to give you an update of some congressional issues in D.C. and here in the district, and then we'll get started right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce the Congressman of Florida's 19th Congressional District, Congressman Francis Rooney.
First, I want to thank Liz and Joe and the Lee County Public Schools for letting us use their facility. Chris, thank you for emceeing this thing. I guess that's the right term. Thought maybe we would, this is a First Amendment exercise. First Amendment imposes reciprocal rights. Each side gets express their opinions. And I'm looking forward to an open and constructive dialogue with everybody. We had a good meeting down at Marco, some heated views expressed, but that's the nature of democracy. And that's why we cherish it so much. So, I'd like to just give you a brief overview of where we've been. We've passed 534 bills in the House. Sometimes the press says we're not doing anything, and I don't think we're doing as much as we're doing private industry, but we're doing something. Unfortunately, the Senate's only acted on 406 of those, so there's about 130 of them stranded out there. They have some very arcane debate rules that slow everything down a lot. Okay. So, what do we have in tax reform? $2,100 reduction for the average family of 4 in District 19. Okay, that's not crumbs. Double the standard exemption, reduce taxes for small business owners, and we've got 62,000 of those here. We're going to have a lighter burden as they try to build a business. And we know we double the child care tax credit. We have 43,000 people take advantage of that. So, the medical expense deduction stayed in. I know a lot of people were concerned about that. I talked to many of you in the room. Those things were being debated, as did charitable. This property tax deduction will get you somewhere between $78,000 home in our area. So 10,000 is sufficient for us. Of course, we don't have income tax, so we don't have to worry about the problems of the workers. So 3.5 million Americans, more than 300 companies have received bonuses and raises. That's stimulating the economy. New investments have been announced. Capital's been repatriated. And the largest average hourly wage in 8 years. So we finally turned the corner on the jobless, wageless recoveries from 2009. And, you know, people were saying we're doomed to 1 to 1.5% growth. This is showing that we're not. We're going over 3% annualized now. Economics worked for Ronald Reagan. I think it can work right now. Spending deal. It's a lot more money than I would want, but I'm sorry that welfare benefits and things, food stamps and things expanded radically under the Obama years, and defense was gutted, and half of our airplanes can't fly. We have a smaller Navy than before World War I. We've got China basically filing in South China Sea. So this bill restores the need to restore our military. It also has the money to take care of Hurricane Irma, Hurricane Harvey. In the Hurricane Irma money, we got about $1.6 billion put in there for 2018 U.S. Army Corps of Engineers action plan projects. That's things that are already on the books. And so I'm hoping that we can grab some of that for the Everglades restoration projects and for the Herbert Dike construction. What else? Infrastructure. Of course, we're going to revisit that since we have the old infrastructure here. Is the lock system on the Caloosahatchee, Dike, and the Everglades restoration plan. 200 billion. Oh, go back there. I didn't mention we did fund the community health funds and amplify funding for the community health funds. Here's a map of the ones that we're
Can you speak up, please?
Yeah.
Hard to
What? Can't hear you. Speak clearly. Speak clearly.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah.
I don't speak loudly as a person. It's hard for me to speak. I'm sorry. Anyway, here's a map of the community health clinics to show you where they are in Florida and in our area. So. Now, my two top priorities when I ran for this were to finally get the federal government to do what it said it would do to fund up the Everglades restoration project. The state of Florida is well over $1 billion overfunded relative to the federal government on the projects. So we made some real headway this year, but haven't made enough. This right here is the A1 flow equalization basin. It's the first step in getting water by canal out of the Calusa, out of Lake Okeechobee, and down to where it can be moved through the river of grass and cleaned up naturally by the grasses. Over here is $1.6 billion A2 reservoir. That was the Negron plant that so much was talked about last winter. And so hopefully we'll be able to get that funded. There's money to start the planning for it now. We'll start construction on that before long. And this is an example of one of the restored culverts on the Herbert River Dike. Each one of those cost $20 million. What the part of everybody's restoration plan will do below that reservoir is it will take out these two canals. It will shift the flow of water from the very constricted flow here to a more balanced flow over there. Spreading the water out, slowing it down, letting the grasses treat it, and ultimately when they take out the US 41 roadbed and put the bridges down there, it'll flow all the way into the natural pond. So the other main priority is getting the offshore drilling ban done in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. And it's a hard fight. You know, the oil industry is really big up there. They're a huge lobby. They're right there with Pharma and a few others. And I've taken them on. I wrote a bill, one page. It just takes the expiration date out of the moratorium that President Bush, Jeb, and Mel Martinez got accomplished in 2006. This moratorium expires in 2022. So if we don't get something done before long, we're going to have the oil companies doing seismic work out there and getting ready to lease. Now, I know Secretary Zinke gave a Florida carve-out. The oil companies right now are already trying to sue and use regulatory artifices to upend that. So I'm going to get a permanent law, and I've got a commitment out of the leadership to help us do it. We'll find out what commitment means up there in Washington, D.C. I've been meeting with all the oil companies. They're not real happy. Each one gets to sit 3 feet away from this while we're talking. The Deepwater Horizon. And I also made actually Dick over here did, superimposed offshore supply vessels on Sanibel Lighthouse and on the Gordon River in Naples. And I've been making a point to all these guys that not only is it the risk of spills, it's the risk of offshore supply industry building up in our residential area, that we just don't have the bandwidth to accommodate that here and change the culture of our coast and estuaries. So this is the military line right here. And it goes basically down from Destin. I don't know if you can see this, but the oil and gas there is this shaped thing right here. Basically here, the Destin dome going around here and then coming way back down there like that. And so if they ever, it's called the Norphlet play. If they ever develop that, we're gonna have offshore drilling way too close to our coast to want it. The other thing is there's a loop current that starts off of Mississippi and goes across and down. And it builds strength as it goes. So any kind of spill or anything that would happen in the Destin dome, wow, we're gonna get it right there with us. So that's my other priority, and I'm working on it as hard as I can. So now, I think we should have questions.
Okay, thank you, Congressman. Thank you for that. Everglades, offshore drilling, something we can all get behind, I think. Yeah, the Congressman's representing us well, very well with that. I'm gonna be moving around, guys. My questions are gonna be right here, okay? So, first, we've got a full bucket here tonight. I'm gonna reach in and mix around. This question is for Mr. Chris Crowley. I think he's up here in the front of the room. Mr. Crowley? This was they're all.
They've all been edited.
Sorry. You're on the Western Hemisphere Subcommittee? Okay, what about Venezuela and what's going on there? People are starving in the thousands. Do you know what can be done about that? What are you doing about that?
Nobody knows exactly what can be done. It's a real conundrum. We're the second largest shareholders in the largest bank in Venezuela. I have a lot of friends there, done a lot of business there, used to be involved in a company that had 14 drilling rigs there. And it's just terrible. The average Venezuelan in the last year has lost 8 kilos of weight. There's not enough protein around to feed the people. It's turning into an Eritrea right before our eyes. The only thing that we're hopeful is that sooner or later the Army has enough that revolts against Maduro and Diaz-Canel. That's the best we can offer now. Very complex. Chavez did a really good job of infiltrating the Cubans in something called the Squadra Azul into the military in Venezuela. So it's more difficult than it would normally be to effectuate a regime change by paying off the generals to get them to do it for us.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I believe this question comes from Dana Roes. Dana, does that make sense?
Thank you.
Hi.
My question is. Hi, my question is, what are your plans to do about assault rifles and how will you keep our children safe in our schools?
Not funny.
We are all, Democrat, Republican, everybody is deeply concerned about what happened in Marbury, what's been happening off and on since 1998 in college. I think there's several things that we can start to work on right now. We can harden up the targets. Obviously, schools are a soft target. Or we could just say nothing for an hour and a half. Pick your take, either way you want to do it. I'm gonna say the same thing. Hard enough for everybody to be a part of it, okay?
Yeah, we don't want to have interruption. We want to come here and we want a fair thing where people can talk without this kind of one-sided attack.
Thank you, sir. We'll let the Congressman answer, okay?
Harden up the targets. possibly put armed people in the schools.
Never.
You've got to come up with the information on people that are unstable, dangerous, shouldn't have a weapon at all, any kind of weapon. And that information is not getting shared properly, it's not getting developed properly. In New York, has put an affirmative obligation on mental health workers to report to the police anybody that upsets them and makes them nervous. We're gonna need to change the game on the right to privacy versus security for our people, to make sure that the people that shouldn't have weapons, they don't get it. That's one thing. There's a lot of things we can do. No, I disagree with that. I don't think, I think guns need to be in the hands of trained people. I'm involved in a bill that will allow retired law enforcement officials to go to work as a second career as armed guards in schools.
Thank you very much. This is Jerry Robinson. You have a similar question, but I pulled your card and it'll say if we move on. It was the same question.
He didn't answer the question.
What part did I miss?
You didn't say what you're doing about assault.
No weapon. Assault or otherwise should be given to people who are unstable and shouldn't have a weapon.
Why are they there?
Right, don't extend to that. Just like the First Amendment has non-protected and protected free speech. That's where I am on it.
Thank you, sir. All right, we're gonna move on. There we go. We got some volume now. Okay. This card doesn't have a name on it, but we'll ask. Do you still think it's okay to lie while on the campaign trail as Trump lied about who was ultimately going to pay for the wall? He said,
One campaign in my life, and there's so much stuff said on these campaigns. You know, I hope.
all right. Excuse me, sir. All right. Yeah, you asked. Okay, point made. You guys be careful. If you're going to be disruptive, you're going to be asked to leave.
Yeah. So the
No, that's okay for you. That's okay for you. There's a comment back here about
He
campaigning.
said Mexico will pay for the wall. He may have been speaking in a over-exuberant manner.
Who's lying now?
I didn't say anything like that. No.
Well, in all due respect, the president isn't up here. This is Congressman Rooney.
I didn't lie on the campaign trail. I'm doing exactly what I said I would do. No, I'm not. I'm saying I don't know what he meant.
Okay, all right. Asked and answered. Thank
All the
you.
counties we're facing right now, from Parkland to North Korea, I just wonder whether we really care who's gonna pay for the wall. I'm more interested in securing our borders. I said, I don't know exactly what he meant by
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Next question. This is from Chris Schluter. Chris, would you like to answer your question? Ask your question. Chris Schluter.
Thank you very much. Okay, Florida has flourished in large part because of contributions from immigrants, both legal and undocumented. What are we going to do about the demonization that's taking place? What are you going to do to be sure that our farmers can harvest their tomatoes and that our economy is going to be able to continue to prosper? And families are going to be able to be reunited
aren't enough people to do the work that there is in the country. And there's too many people that maybe could be incentivized to work if we can reform welfare. A lot of people.
We can't select it now.
We need the work permits for the H2A, H2B, Pt1s. We need those people. That's great. I would personally like to see DACA extended and TPS only if we get the security enhancements that we need to secure our border, and if we get rid of state migration, the diversity lottery, and the E-Verify.
Too many ifs.
The Senate Democrats voted for Governor Rooney in 2013. So I say to the Senate Democrats, if you're serious about keeping DACA, just do what you did before, reform immigration.
All right, thank you, sir. Andy.
We all are.
Sarah R. has a school, specific to schools, has a school question. Sarah? There comes Sarah.
So this is specifically in regards to funding and how funding is being spent in our school district. There was a proposed half-cent sales tax increase that is going to be voted on. But I'm just curious what you're gonna do for our school district to make sure that not only are funds being used responsibly, but resources are being allocated with the level of accountability and not just going into politicians' pockets.
That's really a very timely and appropriate question, because just a few weeks ago, the House Education Committee, on which I sit, Education Workforce, passed the Prosper Act, which is the first updating and rewriting of the Higher Education Act since 1965. Without going through all the details, which you can certainly find online, it does two important things. It takes a lot of money out of traditional higher ed and puts it in career and technical education, like Florida Southwest College, to train people up to do the jobs that the economy needs done now. The second thing it does, it takes a lot of money out of, so it expands the Perkins, it expands the scholarships that students get to be able to apply to career and technical education as well. And then there's some cleanup things it does to cut costs.
Thank you. Mrs. Michelle Walcott, you have a question about school security.
Hi, I am looking for more school security for these children. My condolences to all of the victims and the families that are here with us tonight personally. I really want to have metal detectors in our school, Kevlar, backpack security in our classrooms. As Chromebooks are issued to the kids, I think there should be safety equipment issued to these classrooms every year. What are we doing for that?
Well, my view is, first of all, a lot of this is a local decision. Might be some funding in different areas to make sure it gets done, state and federal. But we have got to narrow the access. I used to be in the intel business, okay? When you want to stop someone from getting in, you narrow the access. You can make what access there is more accountable. Then you can put your guard there. Then you can put your magnetometer there. We can learn from the Israelis, okay? And there's a lot of articles out there right now about Israel deals with its grade schools. And they've hardened them up, and they're not having any problems.
Okay. Mrs. McGuire, Susan McGuire has a timely question. Mrs. McGuire?
I'm right here.
Okay, just 1 second.
Which timely question was it?
This has Russia written on it?
Yes. Last year when we met, you said to me that the Russia investigation, independent investigation, was a witch hunt. In light of the indictments and the guilty pleas, do you still feel like the Mueller investigation is a witch hunt?
Very good question. In large part, I do. In terms it doesn't say the whole couple of phrases. The whole thing might make a little sense, or maybe it won't, but it's gonna be what it will be, okay? The original focus of the investigation has proved out nothing.
It's proven Russian interference in our
We already knew that.
incontrovertible.
We knew that Russia tried to interfere with our election. You might want me to finish Russia.
Yeah, easy, guys. And it's no secret. Russia's been interfering since the Cold War. Can we agree on that?
We knew that Russia had tried with bots and ads and things and stooges and things like that to interfere with our election, as they've also tried to do in Eastern Europe. We knew that. Jim Clapper said that early on in the campaign. What's happened now is we have an independent counsel that was supposed to investigate whether Trump colluded with Russia. We haven't found anything at all. We found no result of the Russian effort. They've been invited to put in for failing to register under the Foreign Agent Registration Act. They've invited Manafort to do the same thing. And just because they're a couple of clowns, they may have done some illegal things. My problem is, where's the beef? When are you going to prove something that counts and justifies the taxpayer?
Call Trump a clown.
Someone asking up Hers? Oh, Hers. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I didn't know I'd be as right as I was. When I said Hers, I wasn't thinking of Stalin, okay? I was thinking of what we do on our diesel engine when we have gas leak the air out. But I gotta tell you, I don't care if it's what it implies. The fact of the matter is, what happened with Strozik and Page in Andy McCabe's office, all that stuff absolutely stinks. Susan Rice Towers unmasking those agents. They were not years of intelligence. That's like being a buyer of the intelligence. You don't have the right to unmask it. They did that for political purposes. It's all going to come out. Now, we have it in the White House. Spicegate is in the White House. The POTUS wanted to know all there was. Well, find out what it is. Lock her up. Susan Rice writes this cover my memo because of that January meeting. That person, everybody does. And then Tony says, well, I don't know if I was not I only met with Obama only twice. But he met with Obama with other people many other times. So it's a bit of a sophistry.
All right, Thad Hendricks of Fort Myers, Thad, you in here? You've got a good question. It's been asked, I think it's kind of been answered, but do you want to ask it again?
Congressman Rooney, thank you for being here because I think it's obvious to see that we want solutions, they want to oppose.
Who's that?
So, secondly, when it comes to school security after 9/11, what do? We hardened the doors, we armed the pilots, we put friends, I have two friends that are federal air marshals that fly out of Orlando. Okay, we haven't had another airplane taken since 1999 when Columbine happened. We haven't done anything So, the things they want to do affects me and everybody else in here that are law-abiding that didn't do anything. So let's arm the teachers. Please, go ahead. Go ahead.
Regardless of whether we arm the teachers, we definitely need to arm the access points, and that's why I've been. Right about the analogy to the response to 9/11. The one thing you did mention is after 9/11, you read the commission's report, was a very robust change in the way information across government is collected, analyzed, and distributed. And we can't have things like the FBI getting a memo and not acting on it, the police go to that guy's house 30 times and not being acted on. That's the brass tacks, bare bones changes that we need to execute to protect America.
Thank you.
Irene Kepler. Irene, you have a good question? Or you have a question? Sorry.
Good afternoon, Congressman. Thank you for taking the time to do what so many of your colleagues are not. Excuse me, my hands are moving, but apparently I'm being protected by tampons. I wasn't allowed to bring my person, but our children can't be protected in school. So my question to you is, I have been to all of your town halls and you've spoken about the opioid crisis. What specifically have you done in this past year to address it?
Well, this bill that we just passed, I don't think I hit that high point. Nick, can you go back to that one that shows that point? Finance needs money in there to conduct research and to start to figure out how to stop the overprescriptions and to help treatment of opioids. Seems to me a big problem. It seems to me that a big problem is overprescription. I've got this chart here. This chart shows global antidepressant users for 1,000 people. Guess who is leading the pace? The United States.
Hey, guys, let him answer. Questions asked, so please let him answer.
I think one of the things that the meetings I've been to up there about the opioid crisis, as well as meetings at Drug-Free Collier, is that overprescription is a big deal. And we've got to work on that. We've got to work on treatment. Barb Draper or Barb Drabeck?
I want to talk about the insurance problem we have in this country. I had a tier reduction on medicine last year, and I applied for it this year. I was granted it. And in the meantime, I looked at my credit card bill and they charged me the regular price, $500. So I called the insurance company and I said, what happened? They says, oh, well, we only reduced it. We didn't give you the tier reduction. So I did the tier reduction. So then I got the medicine in the mail and I called them and I says, should I refuse this? And they says, oh, no, we'll backtrack it. And 4 days later, they approved it and I used the medicine. Then I waited for the charge to appear, the credit on my credit card to appear, it never appeared. I called them and I says, what happened? Oh, we never said that. And in the meantime, I asked the doctor, did you call it backtracking? Yes, we did. We did exactly what you asked us. I said there notes. Now they want me to send all the medicine back to them. They're gonna throw it out because it's contaminated, and I have to pay for what I used during the month of January, and then they're gonna send me a new bunch. Then, yesterday in the mail, I got a letter from them with the check we overcharged you. And I didn't send the medicine back. But this is wasteful. And then the insurance companies go to Congress and everybody gets our cost. This is an example of how they waste our money.
Sorry.
You won't get an argument from me about the insurance company.
I keep pushing you around. I'm sorry.
And I think that, they're regulated at the state level. You've got a bad one somehow or another. I think it's Florida blue, right? Don't they do make all the insurance in Florida now?
No.
It's a terrible story to hear. I'm very sorry. I think that the insurance companies will do that. I've been jacked around by insurance companies too. Everybody's been jacked around by insurance companies. property and medical and life. And, I don't know what we can do about it. I've got a list here of these.
Get rid of them.
Pharma is the
Medicare
largest
for all.
lobbyist.
Do you support a single payer?
Hold on.
Pharma is the largest lobbyist, 3.8 billion over the last 18 years. Insurance is number 2.
Do you support a single payer?
I don't really know what the congressional level can do other than continue to try to,
Get a single payer.
Single payer.
And then the government says you can't have that. Single payer come here to get their treatment.
Hold on, guys.
It's rationed and nobody can get care. Absolutely. The other thing is in Europe,
We have family in Europe. And Australia. And
I have friends in Canada, they love it.
Okay.
the other problem is in most of Europe, at least countries I've researched, malpractice is treated like we treat workman's comp. No trial lawyers. Now, if you can figure out how to get rid of the trial lawyers, there might be something wrong. Good luck.
Okay, well, this kind of goes along the same page, sir. And Ellen, is it Page? Ellen's got a good question. Ellen, wait for the mic.
Congressman Rooney, my question concerns a bill with 309 House of Representatives sponsors, 309 of which you are not. And it has 53 in the Senate. It is the most important, largest co-sponsored bipartisan bill ever. I'm waiting. It extends Medicare coverage to medically necessary compression garments for people who've had cancer. Will you co-sponsor this bill, the Lymphedema Treatment Act?
I will certainly look into it. No, I will definitely look into it.
Will you prevail upon the Speaker to ensure that this legislation is brought to the floor for a vote?
I don't know if I prevail on the Speaker after beating you up about offshore drilling, but I'll try. But I will definitely check that out, okay? There have been several bills like that have come up lately, and I've gotten on the other ones to help specific problems that people.
I have been to Washington twice, to your office twice. Well, your office once, but
Okay.
the former congressman only.
Well, let me check it out, because I know.
You didn't go to your office, and all this time, there's been two congressmen in the state of Florida who've not co-sponsored, and you're one of them.
Well, I'll try to bring them down. I didn't know that. Okay, I'll find out
This is
where.
something you can do.
Yeah, I know.
And it's the most non-partisan bill.
Like I said, I'll look into it and see about it.
Thank you, Ellen. We'll save this, okay? We'll save this card for them.
We've had several bills like that come up recently that mostly brought to my attention by the Lee Health folks that we got on my place.
Leo, there you go.
Okay. Let me get it. Do you have a copy of that when we leave?
I've got it, sir. I've got that. Okay, Barb Herman. Barb's right there.
Okay, I've changed my mind about what I want to say, and I'm just going to say something.
Hold on, Barb. Hold on. You're supposed to ask your question from your card. What you got PBS and NPR?
Make her stand in the corner.
I am a retired elementary school teacher, taught for 29 years. And the way you're talking about guarding schools, that unless you put those kids in armored vehicles and drop them into a tunnel into the school, you never let them go outside for recess or for gym, you can't protect every single minute. And I, as a former teacher, would never want to have a gun in my classroom, on my body.
wouldn't arm teachers, but I would arm guards. I would lock down the access. I agree with you, you can't protect everybody. The Israelis are doing about good as anybody's doing, using those techniques. The main thing is stop the unstable people from getting weapons. Unstable people should not get weapons.
Yeah, that'll make us great.
Okay, Sheila Sweeney, Mrs. Sweeney, right up front here.
Of course.
Well, first I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you for everything you've done. And I'll vote for you again. I don't know if I had a question on that call.
Cutting spending or 0% budget? Or 0%?
Yes. Zero-based budget.
No, not yet. Not yet.
She had a question. Zero-based budgeting might help, it might help. The spending culture up there is oppressive. It's oppressive under Bush, oppressive under Obama, and it's oppressive right now. National debt doubled under Bush, doubled under Obama. You know what happened with the welfare programs? Money to go to the and we just appropriated this huge amount of money. So I don't know how we're gonna fix all that over time. I think there's gonna be a huge day of reckoning on our $1 trillion deficit and our $20 trillion deficit.